Alright, welcome back to a brand new one. Now we have been writing a lot of pipelines, right? We have been defining a lot of stages, a lot of jobs, few of the custom shell script, custom commands. Did you know that GitLab has something called as predefined templates as well, which means they have already written some infrastructure or some pipelines for us so that we can just use it just like a Play Store, downloading an app from the Play Store. So they've already written few of the predefined templates so that we don't have to write anything. We just pick up those templates and start using it. And one of the templates which I found useful was for deploying Terraform infrastructure, be it on Azure, AWS, or Google Cloud. Could be any cloud. The template is generalized, so you could use it for any infrastructure, any pipeline. In this video, I'm going to show you how you could use GitLab predefined template, which can be super helpful to get you started real quick. So there are two ways of doing things in the pipeline. Either you can start writing everything from scratch, everything by hand, which we have done a lot, or you could use predefined templates from GitLab, which is already available, free, open source, totally to use. Not only infrastructure, it is available for different other languages also, like .NET, Java, Node.js, for databases like Couchbase, MongoDB, and a lot of other. They're available for security analysis also, be it SAST or DAST. They are available for other vulnerability management as well. So they've got plethora of these predefined templates, fully open source to be used. And this one, I'm going to show you how you could use those templates and make your life really easy. I'm pretty excited to get started and show you how to use these predefined template in your project and making things deploy real quick, real fast. I'll see you in the demo. Thank you. Right, welcome to a brand new one. Now we've come a long way. We have we've learned how to optimize our pipeline from 60 lines to 14 lines, which is like as good as you've reduced your pipeline to 1/6. And as you start working on any infrastructure or DevOps project, cloud infrastructure management, high chances your pipeline will grow big, and you need to know how to optimize it, how to templatize your pipeline. That's what we have done in the previous one. There's something called as templates in GitLab. Now, talking about pipelines, I wanted to talk about template in this one. As you can see, you could do a browse template over here. The quickest way is to edit your pipeline and edit in the editor. And then if you click on this browse template, what GitLab has done is it has already pre-baked some template for us so that we don't have to write anything from scratch. For example, there's something called Terraform. Okay. If you go to Terraform, you could use these templates. Let's go to these templates. Okay, base, GitLab, CI. So you could use these templates where everything is defined already, like the image name, like the variables, like the cache, Terraform format, Terraform validate, build, deploy, destroy, everything. Okay, this is a very quick sneak peek of how template looks like. Now, how do you use it? Okay, let's start using it. How do you use it? I want to use this template and I want to run Terraform plan apply all that. So I'm gonna bring in my terminal. Okay, if you look at over here, okay, what I'm doing is I'm doing a plan and I'll plan everything. I don't want to use any of this. Okay, so for now I'm gonna just comment out these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use these template over here. How to do that? The first thing first you need to do is you got to have include. Okay, now in the include section you say template. You know how this works. You've already used for local. So template is the naming convention that you want to pick up template from GitLab, which is right over here. Okay, which template I want to pick? What is the directory? So it's under Terraform and then base GitLab CIML. So I'm just going to copy this one and just gonna paste it over here. Okay, looks fine to me. Just gonna do a backslash, and that's pretty much all. Now it is ready to pick up the content from here. What is the next thing? Next thing is I'm gonna define the variables, which I've already defined over here, but for the sake of example, I'm gonna use a new one. So I'm saying is variable. I'm saying I wanna use what? I wanna use AWS access key. AWS access key underscore ID. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this ID over here.
Looks like I just hope there's no indentation error. If there would be any, we just take it as it comes. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy my access key ID from here, which is this one, access key ID, copy, then gonna paste it. And similarly, I am gonna, we don't need the braces. Alright, and similarly I'm gonna do it same for secret key as well. So I'm just gonna copy this one and just say secret ID. Okay, so it's key ID and it's gonna be AWS secret access key. So I'm just gonna write in, and these gonna remain static. So it's gonna be secret access key. All right, colon. That is the reason we have an error. So it's gonna be a colon. Then what? How I have defined the variables? I've defined the variables like this. So I'm going to copy it from here and paste it over here. All right. The braces are wrong, so I'm going to put the quotes over here. Okay, so let's just revise it again. Access key ID and secret key, secret access key, it's going to remain static, and these are the one which you have defined in your variable. High chances you need to check how you have defined it. So you can come back to your pipeline. All right, I'm gonna go to my pipeline. I'm gonna go to the CI/CD settings section. All right, and then I'm gonna see the variables. What are the variables? So it's access key ID and AWS secret access key. So it's access key ID and secret key. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I am going to define the stages. So what are the stages? I want to first say stages. I want to validate the Terraform. I then want to build it. I then want to deploy this and then probably destroy as well, but we're gonna keep it for later. All right, and then we're gonna start defining the stages. So the first thing is validate stage. Okay, so I'm gonna say validate, looks fine. All right, and then I'm gonna say extends. What would you extend? You would extend the functionality from Terraform validate. So it's gonna be dot Terraform dot colon validate. Okay, and you could verify this from your repository over here in the template over here. So it's Terraform dot validate, Terraform colon validate. This is how it is. We're calling this one because we've already initialized the script, base script, so that we can start calling the stages from the GitLab predefined templates already. All right, so we could use this one, Terraform validate. All right, so we want to extend this, and then we are going to say build as well. So the build stage, which is again extends what? Dot Terraform colon build. All right, and the next thing is the main part. We want to build it now. So we say, what do we say? We say Terraform underscore deploy. We want to deploy our Terraform ECR cluster, ECR repository, right? So I'm gonna say stage is what we have defined over here is deploy. All right, just gonna minimize this one. So stage is deploy. All right, and then script. First thing first, we need to get into this particular folder as well, right? So it's cd, and I'm going to define a variable. So what would be that variable? I would say what is the root. Okay, and I could define the root right over here. Define the variable right over here, tf underscore root, because we could use it again and again. So we're going to use the by default variable from GitLab, which is going to be ci project and then directory, which means it has come to the root mkdocs pipeline. Then slash, what is this folder? AWS-infra slash ECR. This is really important. Okay, this is the by default variable we are picking up from the GitLab, and then this folder, then this folder. That's pretty much all. And then we are just seeding into this particular folder, and what we are saying is, okay, I'm just gonna enable my Hashika plugin. All right, okay, that's pretty much all. Go back to my YAML, and I'm gonna say, what I'm going to say, I want to do an init and do an apply. How would I verify that? How do I do it? Because Terraform won't work over here because we are using this template over here. So if you look at over here, there's something called as in the build, there's something called as how do you define plan? So you define plan like this. All right. GitLab hyphen Terraform hyphen FMT. This has already been predefined by GitLab, so you don't have to put any engineering or anything over here. So I'm gonna just pick up this one, and instead of plan, I'm gonna say I want to do an init, and just hoping that this is already defined in the GitLab. All right. So now what I need to do is now I need to do an apply. How do I do apply? If you look at over here, there's already something called as deploy. All right. And in the deploy, it is saying this is how you need to deploy. So I'm just going to copy this one. All right. And then I'm going to paste it over here. I'm going to say auto approve. All right. And this should now do the validate, build, and then deploy. All right. I'm gonna do a bunch of changes. I don't, since in the previous one I was passing the variable inline, I don't need to do that anymore. So I'm just gonna comment this one. All right. Just gonna comment this one as well. All right. Variable is completely fine. Everything looks fine. Okay. And we don't need anything else. In the variable section, we don't need the access key as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove this one. All right, that's pretty much all. I'm just gonna commit it. This is the first change which we did. So our stage is now, the new stage is like this, and we've got the main, bunch of main changes and variable changes. Okay. Commit message using the include template in GitLab. All right, I'm just gonna commit it. Okay, commit and push. All right, I'm gonna amend the commit and then push the changes. All right, looks like there is an issue with the UI, so I'm just gonna add, and then I'm gonna say git commit. What did we do? We have added a template for infra. All right, and then we're gonna do a git push. Perfect. Now once this has been pushed, we are gonna go to our terminal and see how it behaves. So I'm gonna go to the pipeline, and let's see if it has been triggered or failed by an error. Okay, it's been triggered. Now let's see if it passes or not. High chances this is gonna fail, and I know the reason for failure. All right, let's just try to see what it has been failed for. So let's say no ECR infra template was found. Is that the reason? So all right, I think we have mkdocs city. Let's go to the pipeline. mkdocs app, is that the one wherein we are making the changes? Looks like yeah, we've just made a change. Master mkdocs app. Yeah, we have made an author like few minutes back. So it's AWS infra. Let's look at our pipeline. AWS infra. Yeah, slash ECR. Yeah, looks fine. Looks fine. Let's go to the template again and see what is the error. So it says in the validate AWS infra. So it's AWS TF root CS project. Okay, there is a typo dir. That is the reason. All right, so I'm gonna just correct it. See the changes. and I'm okay. Since there is an issue with the UI, git status, git add, git commit, and git push. All right, cool. Now let's push the changes and see if it is able to resolve the error or not. Let's go to the pipeline. All right, the pipeline has been triggered, and if you look at the validate, now let's see if it is enabled to trigger or not. And then that's the beauty of the course, right? We're gonna get a lot of errors. We're gonna debug it, solve it right then and there, and that's gonna happen with your case also. But the high chances your pipeline not going to run successful every time, so you need to know how to fix it. All right, the validate is successful. I'm going to go to the pipeline again and see if the next one is successful or not. Validate is done. Let's see the next one. The next one is the build stage. All right, the build has failed. Let's see what it has failed for. Okay, the credentials are not valid. I knew this would happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the settings. All right. I'm going to go to the CI/CD and I'm going to generate a new key. All right. So I'm going to expand it. Click on the access key ID and I'm going to generate a new one. Don't worry. By the time you're watching this video, I've already must have remove the security credential. So I'm going to go to the security credential and I'm going to generate the new access key and secret key, and so that I could just paste it into the GitLab, and so that GitLab can authenticate with AWS. All right. So I already have got these two keys. I'm gonna deactivate one of them. All right, and then I'm going to delete it as well so that I could generate a new key. All right, perfect. That's been done. I'm gonna create a new key. So I'm gonna create a new key, create key. This is my access key. Just gonna copy it, paste it right over here, update it. Similarly for secret also, I'm gonna come back over here. Just gonna copy this one and paste it right over here. All right, update. You should never show these secret key, but in my case, since I would be deleting them right after recording the video, so that's pretty much fine for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the build. All right. So now I'm going to go to the build. All right. And then now in the build section, I'm going to re-trigger the pipeline. Let's run the pipeline again. I'm going to run it for master branch. Going to run it again. And I'm gonna, okay, the validate has been triggered. That should be fairly quick. Then it's gonna be build and then it's gonna be deploy. All right, I'm gonna give it few seconds so that it can just complete the run. Let's see what's happening in the validate. In the validate section, it's still pulling the image. Where it is pulling the image from? We have called this particular repository, this particular file directly, right? It is using this image. Okay, it is using the Terraform image release, and then this is the version. All right, the build has been successful. The first job has been successful. Let's go to the pipeline again. And let's see what's happening in the second one. All right. The second one is again a different job. That's why it's going to try to pull the image again. This is the image it is trying to pull. This one using the Docker image with this one. All right. So if you look at how it is calculating the name registry.gitlab.com. All right. If you've mentioned as CI template directory registry host, and the value of this one is this particular guy over here. All right, so the job is successful. I think in the build is just trying to plan. Now let's go to the pipeline again and let's see at the third one wherein we wanted it to make sure that it runs the deploy as well. The first one was validate, syntax validation, second one was plan, and third was apply. So once it has been applied, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our AWS container registry ECR and then see whether it was able to create or not. So I'm going to punch in create and punch in ECR And where is my ECR? Here you go, Elastic Container Registry. All right, the third job has been successful as well, and the ECR has been created. Let's go, and as you can see that it has been created few seconds back. All right, I hope this was super informative. We learned how to use the Terraform template from GitLab. There are so many templates already available. Terraform was just example. You can see that you've got a Gradle template, you've got a Laravel template, MATLAB template, Terraform, obviously .NET, Java, Liquid Base. All of these templates are already available so that we don't have to write things from scratch. All right, I hope this was informative. After we're done with the video, I'm going to extend another pipeline so that I could do a destroy as well, which is now pretty simple, right? I just need to write a new one, which is going to be destroy. And then I'm going to define a new stage, and instead of apply, that's going to be destroy. But I'm not going to show you. I want you to do this on your own and come back if you have any problem. All of these YAML based pipeline are already available on the repository, so that you can take and come back and take a look later. Alright, I hope this was informative. I'm gonna end the video by pushing my changes, and this is gonna destroy the ECR as well. I hope this was super informative. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.